Hey everyone, I am back with another video, and in this video we're going to be doing a sketchbook roundup. In the year 2020, I am officially on a no-buy, and that goes for pretty much everything. It goes for candles, makeup, art supplies, anything you could think of, I'm on a no-buy, except for like necessities. So I thought it would be a good idea to kind of do a roundup of all my art supplies, take inventory so I can kind of see everything I have in one space. And then this morning I just watched Gel Art's video about kind of the same thing, where she is taking all of her sketchbooks that she has either started or hasn't even used yet and going through all of them. I'm not sure what gave her the idea. I kind of forget if she said in her video why she did that, but I thought, hey, why not? That's kind of along the same lines of what I was thinking. So yeah, her video inspired me to start this. Not all of these are sketchbooks, some of these are actual books, but I do have quite a few. I'm going to leave notepads out of this one and just focus on the actual sketchbooks. So here we go. Jeez, my desk is a mess. Oh, you know what? I think I have more up here. This is what was in that box. I agree with Gel Arts that notebooks do not count. These are just some great notebooks that I have. And this is an ideas journal that my mom gave to me that I have yet to use. Some loose paintings that I've done that I use as scraps because I don't want to throw anything out that I could potentially recycle. Those are some sketchbooks. This is a sketchbook. Gosh, how long have I had this one? And I don't think I've ever really used it. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, hey, we're back. And now we have the nice bird's eye view with my lovely stained wood piece. I will say that I have my camera attached to the actual board right now because I haven't figured out a better solution. So it is a little wobbly, especially when I place anything on the board. So I'm going to try to be careful with this, but I can already see like it wobbling in the viewfinder. So I apologize about that. If you have motion sickness, you might as well exit out now. I have my two Dump It journals right here. One is Moleskine, that is this one. The other is the Leuchtturm. Am I saying that right? Leuchtturm 1917 sketchbook, or I guess grid dot book. This started off as kind of like what I was trying to bullet journal in, but I realized I'm not a great bullet journaler. This one is for sure a Dump It journal, and I appreciate the fact that I put volume 1 thinking that I was going to zoom through this pretty quickly. I do not. Like this, I've been working on it since 2018. It's been very slow going with that. The next two categories I have, one is primarily sketching, and then the other one is deemed as watercolor that I could be using as mixed media as well. So we'll get into that now. I'm gonna start off with the two smallest ones that I have. These are both Moleskine as well. For a while I was doing nothing but drawing in Moleskines, and this was a concept that I came up with to do things that I love and take them down to their simplest of forms, almost like in a design aspect, but using the alphabet as well. So I think I filmed this, but I never actually did anything with it. I don't know. I have no idea. Like why? Why, you may ask? I have no idea. This one is, well, it's the same size. And I've only drawn like 3 things in this one. I was practicing some line art, some landscaping, an airplane, and an eye. And then I stopped. So that's all I have in this one. Good reminders to come back to these things at a later date. This is my Global Art watercolor sketchbook, and I actually do have this finished, but the reason I still have it out is because It's from Inktober, and I still have not made my Inktober talk through video. I only have my flip through. So at some point I'm going to do a talk through. I just don't know when, so that's why that's still out. But this one is actually finished. This is the Pentalic. If you saw my like kind of get ready for Inktober video, you will have seen this one, because this is where I had all of my ideas with the song lyrics in it. Should I zoom you all out? I feel like I should zoom you all out just a little bit. So yes, this is where I had all of my ideas in it. I have no idea what that is. It's not the best for watercolor. I have come to find out it handles ink really, really well though. So this is the art book, and actually I have an unopened one. Oh, I'm sorry, the gray book by Hanamula. So this is the same one, it's just not opened yet. And did I even draw on this one yet? Oh yes, this one, these I got in Rome. I think these are the ones that I got in Rome on our honeymoon. It's so incredibly smooth, and I actually don't really like it for charcoal, which kind of defeats the purpose of why I got it in the first place. But I think I'm going to use ink on it because I really did like it with ink. It's not grippy enough. I almost need like a little bit more texture to grip the charcoal with, and this I found smudged all over the place. And the reason I know it did is because I have a bigger version, and this is what I started on until I realized like how much I did not enjoy using it with charcoal. This one I don't even know. There was a sticker here apparently. I'm not sure, it might be Canson. It doesn't say anywhere, and I tried to look before filming and I have no idea what sketchbook this is. I think it's a Canson sketchbook though, so I don't know, but I have nothing in it. I have absolutely nothing in it. Don't know what I'm gonna put in it. No idea. So we'll see how that goes. This is a Canson art book. I have never used something quite like this before. It's very thick paper. It's primarily promoted as, I believe, just sketch. Abner actually got this for me when he and his guy friends went to Barcelona, which that's a whole video coming up in the future. Oh, this is a Moleskine art collection book with FarlyCreates on it. This was a gift from one of my dear friends, and I have not touched it because I have no idea what I'm going to put in this. I mean, it still has a sticker on it. I don't know how long I've had this. I think I've drawn in it, but I've ripped out pages because it seems like there aren't as many pages in it as there should be. I really like Strathmore as a company in general. I love their paper quality in general. This is just not a format that I typically use. So maybe I'll make a pile of like things to donate to like the arts, like the Children Art Center that's really close to where we live. Because I'm sure that they're always looking for different supplies and everything. This is my other Global Arts sketchbook, and this does not hold water at all. It doesn't claim to, but I was kind of sad. That's kind of a mess, but I thought it was gonna be a little bit more like my Moleskine, but this is just so, no. I like started it, and I think I was starting to get really frustrated with how much the papers were buckling and everything, so I just stopped using it. But I will pick it up at some point. We'll see. This is another Moleskine that I have yet to use. You can see a theme going on with me. So I put a sticker on here because I was taking some product shots for Etsy, and so if you want a sticker, they're up in my shop. Now we're going to go into the watercolor books. The first one is my smallest one, and this is a zigzag accordion. It's an accordion sketchbook. There have been some people who have inquired about me making them kind of like what I did for my honeymoon sketchbook, which I'll link that wherever in the cards. But they requested it, but I'm still trying to get a good format for that and a good watercolor paper, so I'm testing out different accordion style books. The reason why I said zigzag before, I also bought the Hanamulla, the zigzag book. This is more for me. Abner and I are thinking about taking either 1 or 2 international trips this year, and so I thought it'd be really cool to do like a full out, instead of piecing it out like I did in my honeymoon one, like a full out landscape of a scene or 2 scenes from our trip. So that's what this is for. We have another moleskin. This is the watercolor album. So not much to say about this. I haven't even opened it. It's landscape. So yeah. This is an Escoda watercolor landscape travel series. I believe I got this in Barcelona, right there. It's helping me out. The sketchbooks that I get while traveling, like I hold very, very, very dear to me. And so I want to make them special somehow. But again, on the flip side, it almost makes it to the point where I'm nervous to use them or even start, which again, defeats the whole purpose of a sketchbook. I just want to make each one special. Hanamulla watercolor book. I believe I also got this abroad. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. This one is another moleskin watercolor book. It's like a travel one. I've painted a few things in here. This is kind of like my travel series, but like finished series. So I've marked like where my reference photo was taken and what date I painted it on. And that's kind of for me, so I can look back and see these memories and everything all in one. I have this Khadi papers. It's 100% cotton, which I love. I have like a pack of these single sheets. This paper is so amazing. I love how it has like kind of like the hand torn or hand pulled edges as well. And so I decided to get a sketchbook. I actually got 2, and I gifted one to a very, very dear friend who I've not talked to in forever, so I need to reach out to her very soon. It's been a while. But yeah, hopefully she's been liking this paper. I really like it. And I think that it's great quality. Then I have these that were gifted to me when I left my previous job. They gifted me some watercolors and some watercolor notebooks, and I was very grateful. I have yet to open them and use them because I have so many, but I can't wait. I can't wait to try these out. Now we get into these 3, which I featured on my channel when I purchased them. They're from the Sketchbook Shop Co. And I have used this one. I used this on our honeymoon so I could kind of document some of the things that this is kind of like a map with like a little pinpoint of, you know, where we were. And then I've written in it as well. In that video that I had done, I wanted to make a book for my nephew, and then one that reminded me of my dad. But again, these are so special that I just haven't bit the bullet yet on these. Again, but great quality. I love the old-timey feel. Like when I'm finished with these and like putting them up, they're gonna look like old books, which I absolutely adore. I thought about writing a children's piece for this one, but I'm just not sure. And if it doesn't relate, you know, I don't know. Everything's still up in the air, so we'll see. This one I got in New York, and this was on our anniversary. Again, there's like a theme of when I purchase things like this, and we went to Strand Books. The friend I was talking about earlier, who I have not talked to in forever, she actually took us to this place called Strand Books in New York. And so for right now, I'm just keeping it in here because I'm not sure exactly where I want to put it. Like these details are so cool to me that I don't know. I forget what this was marketed as, if it was mixed media. I feel like it was maybe mixed media because the paper, or maybe hot press, I'm not sure. It just gives a little bit of detail, but I'm gonna have to look this up as far as the paper quality and all that stuff. But I have no idea what I'm gonna do with this one yet. Again, there's a running theme with all these. I have no idea, but I'm really excited to get the chance to use this one day, hopefully this year. This is one of my bigger ones. But this is kind of where I've been fleshing out my frame of minds, or like some video stuff that I've done here on the channel. You'll have seen me do it in this one. It's not a lot because I haven't really done too many things. This was when I was working on my sire wheel image for like the Harry Potter symbol. Someone had commissioned me for that. Everything I did kept looking like she was like almost like a pole dancer, which is fine, but that wasn't like the premise of it. She wanted it to be in a sire wheel, so that was kind of a challenge for me, but I had a lot of fun doing it. If I can keep up with doing more things on YouTube and showing you guys more stuff, then this is the one I'm probably going to use, and my goal for this year is to use this one up completely in 2020. And then we come to the last one. This is my Bockingford sketchbook. I think I have only, oh gosh, the problem with me is that charcoal is everywhere because primarily I am a charcoal artist. So even though I have more watercolor sketchbooks, don't ask me why, charcoal just gets everywhere, dust everywhere. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to like try to remove those smudges, but this is some of like the most fun watercolor paper I have ever used because this texture is just off the rail. It's close to this one, but it's 425 GSM, which that holds so much water. I've been looking at the Etcher sketchbooks, which I'm not purchasing anything until I until I use some of these, but like I love the vibrancy. I love the way it blooms. That was on purpose. I love some of the way it picks up the textures. Sorry if you can hear the vehicles in the background, but I love how it can pick up some of the texture and some of the grittiness. I'll kind of zoom it in. I believe that's all of them. Who knows in this mess and chaos that is my office right now. But I'm looking around trying to see where I normally stash different like things, and this seems to be it. Like, not that it's not a lot, but this seems to be the majority of my sketchbooks that are unused or just started. So thank you, and I'll see you in the outro. Thank you so much for joining me on this little adventure and not judging me for all of the empty or half-used sketchbooks that I owned. I don't know, what can I tell you? My brain tends to compartmentalize everything, so I guess this is how I've been trying to keep track of things, even though it's clearly not been working out. But hopefully you will join me in filling some of these sketchbooks out later on in the year. I do have plans for uploading more than I did last year. I realize I am very sporadic with my uploads, but that is because I am first and foremost an artist, and then I try to upload when I can. So that's the reason for the sporadic craze of all of this. I really appreciate you hanging out with me, and I will check you in the next video. Bye!